For the small businesses, making profit is the main priority. The library will be closed for staff training tomorrow morning. All students are expected to participate in all class activities. City planners recognize citizens' needs of accessible public transport options. The history of economics is a tricky subject to study. The amount of time spent on configuration varies considerably. Scientific experiments should be repeated in verifying the results. Economic problems caused a big rise in unemployment. Archaeologists discovered tools and artifacts in ancient tombs. Archaeologists discovered tools and artifacts in ancient tombs. The course puts great emphasis on critical thinking skills. The project is divided into 4 main sections. Many food crops require a large amount of water and fertilizer. Experts are now able to forecast weather over much longer periods. You do not need to have specialist knowledge to enjoy this book. The study of anthropology can help us to learn society today.
Information technology has changed the way people study today. Students are required to have an undergraduate degree in biology to be enrolled in this course. Doctoral writings have a structure in place, as well as scientific papers. Conferences ought to be always scheduled 2 weeks in advance. The university has invested in the new technology designed for learning. Agenda items should be submitted by the end of the day. There is an agreed consensus that the leadership skills can be taught. All dissertations must be accompanied with a submission form. The artists and conservative politicians follow their own rules in politics. The history of the university is a long and interesting one. Before completing the exercise, you need to read the remaining chapters. Recession triggers creativity and high rates of entrepreneurship due to past experience. Tutors should set a clear goal at the start of the class. Graduates from this course generally find jobs in the insurance industry.
Find out how to get your resources before your research. The teaching staff are actively engaged in original research. The typical part of this course involves the study of society. Psychologists say what we have experienced influences our behaviors. Field trips are essential parts of most geography courses. The theme of the course is to encourage students to develop their creativity. Scientists have found all parts of science. This book can be borrowed for a maximum of 1 week. All the educational reforms have been inadequately implemented. You need to hand in the essay next semester. The digital camera has some advantages over traditional film. Having strong motivation is vital for achieving your goal. Convincing evidence to support this theory is hard to obtain. Artists, other than politicians, played their own roles as critics of the culture. Philosophy uses logic and reason to analyze human experience. Technology is no longer a simple tool that we can control. Most university teaching takes place in lectures and seminars. Physics is a key subject to understand the world and the universe. Effective presenters make eye contact with the audience. These words recognize the excellence of undergraduates' research projects. The ways in which people communicate are constantly changing. It is clear that the human population impacts the environment. We are phasing out the disposable cups on campus. Every student has both the right and the ability to succeed. Affordable housing is an important issue for all members of society. Practical experience is a vital part of legal training. The opening hours of the library are reduced during summer. The site is designed to be highly interactive. The university should introduce technology to support learning. Biology involves the study of life of all levels. Radio is a popular form of entertainment throughout the world. The aerial photographs were promptly registered for thorough evaluation. Advanced technology will create growth in the economy. Student concession cards can be obtained by completing an application form. Momentum is defined as the combination of mass and velocity. We are more able to accommodate postgraduate students than previously possible. Social media is criticized for causing internet addiction. It helps you to rationally assess your arguments. A good research assistant is not afraid to ask questions. There is a pharmacy on campus near the bookstore. Students will study the language and literature of ancient Greece. Rising inflation means increasing goods prices and decreasing demand for products. The Internet has transformed the nature of publishing. The camera can identify eyes and focus on them. A good architectural structure should be usable, durable, and beautiful. Statistical results should be expressed in different ways depending on the circumstances. As student union members, we can influence the change of the university. You should submit your term papers to the General Office.
The vocabulary that has peculiar meanings is called jargon. Students live in the residence hall during the term time. Medical researchers have focused on the causes of diseases and treatments. Time and distance are used to calculate speed. Social media is responsible for helping the government to solve social problems. Criminal charges will be brought against all of the men. Sound waves are unable to travel through the vacuum. The museum is closed on Thursday mornings every month. The bar chart provides useful means of data comparison. Most known oil reserves last for only half a century. The course covers architecture planning and construction on the international scale. The British students need to study mathematics in secondary schools. Please click the logo above to enter the site. Understanding visual media has never been more challenging. The student shop has a range of stationery. The research has produced some other unexpected results. Our professor is hosting the Business Development Conference. It is necessary to dress formally for the graduation ceremony. The two sides have disagreed on how to solve the problem. There are dedicated specialist librarians available all the time. The goal of the company is to get investment. The English degree involves certain placements in the third year. Foods containing overabundant calories supply little or no nutritional value. Students are recommended to read new books by Professor Johns. She used to be the editor of the student newspaper. The toughest part of postgraduate education is funding. The deadline of this assignment is tomorrow. Native speakers are exempted from the language tests in their own languages. When sentencing, the court will depend on whether the criminal is guilty or not. Please make sure your application follows the guidelines provided. Studying medicine is always with a wide range of opportunities. Eating fish twice a week is a recommendation of health diet. The new technician dropped a microscope in the biology lab. The garden behind the university is open to the public in summer. Let me give you an example to explain what I mean. The professor took a year off to work on her book. I will come back to this in a moment. We help students to develop their individualities and follow their interests. A regional assembly was moved to the devolution of power. Americans have progressively defined the process of plant growth and reproductive development in quantitative terms. Understanding how to use the library will save your time. The plight of wildlife has been ignored by local developers. The new paper challenged the previously accepted theories. The railway makes long-distance travel possible for everyone. The public is often misled by the biased coverage. The curriculum needed to be adjusted for the current development. Babies can distinguish between what is language and what is not. Your statistical information depends on your raw data.
Air pollution is a serious problem all over the world. Protective clothing must always be worn in the laboratory. Certain organisms can reproduce using just one parent. The terms illness and disease are confusing despite clear differences. Graphs and charts allow data more easily to be understood. The extent of advertising for children is open to much debate. Businesses must obey contemporary general regulations. There is no economic reason that borrowing is necessarily bad.
The researchers are disappointed that their materials are proved to be inconclusive. This course aims to develop your knowledge of statistics. Academic journals are often edited by subject specialists. Rising inflation may indicate the increasing demands for consumer products. Please return the reference book to the correct position on the shelf. The study of utilizing projects is funded by the university. Career mobility is very important for new graduates. Online courses allow students to work at their own pace. Many universities are continuously expanding the postgraduate education's online learning resources. Experts say learning and listening to music can reduce the stress. Courses are assessed by group work and individual assignments. Making mistakes is fine, as long as you learn from it. Muscle cells bring parts of the body closer together. Employment figures will decrease in the next few years. Children start producing words before they are able to walk. Extracurricular activities can help students to develop more talents. Although sustainable development is not easy, it is an unavoidable responsibility. This course can help to deepen your appreciation of art. New developments in technology are influencing current research. While reconciliation is desirable, basic underlying issues must first be addressed. The University Theatre Group will be performing in the concert hall. The student magazine is looking for a new editor. Before submitting your dissertation, your advisor must approve your application. It is interesting to observe the development of the language skills of toddlers. All medical students must clean their hands before entering the room. The night sky has always involved mystery and wonder. Animals raised in captivity behave differently than their wild counterparts. There are more opportunities to receive the grants in most anticipated fields. Many universities provide exchange programs to other countries. Our aim is to transform classical teaching in the classroom. Optional tutorials are offered in the final week of a term. The closing date of application for a travel scholarship is next Monday. Many important policies need to be made. Nutrition plays a key role in athletic performance. Universities should invest in new technologies designed for learning. Teaching assistants will receive a monthly stipend for housing. Studying history can help you better understand the present. Scholarship applications must be handed in at the end of the month. Purity is one feature that makes gold expensive. New media has an impact on human communications. Social policies describe the ways in which society meets humans' needs. Our company currently employs more than 10,000 people worldwide. There are a variety of different ways to present statistical information. Industries now bring more job opportunities than agriculture and fishing combined. A surprisingly large number of students applied for that course.
The visiting speaker used to be a lecturer in this department. Nowadays, accounting is far more important for businesses than ever before. Coastal communities are vulnerable to the rising sea level. The faculty staff are very approachable, helpful, and extremely friendly. The history department is very active in research. Students requiring an extension should apply sooner rather than later. It is really a comprehensive program comprising both theory and practice. We are researching on the most significant challenges we are facing in our society today. Students are encouraged to think carefully about their accommodation needs. Please follow the guidelines for more information on setting the goals. For the purpose of research, data should be collected and analyzed. Key business partners are often intertwined in expense accounts. The summer course was cancelled due to insufficient re-enrollments. Traveling by boat on the river is not possible in winter. Online courses enable people to improve their skills while employed. Students are advised to use multiple methods for this project. We have a lecture on the morning of Thursday. Writing an essay is easy once the research is finished. The development in the information technology has greatly changed the way people work. The lecture tomorrow will discuss the educational policy in the United States. He wrote poetry and plays as well as scientific papers. Consumer confidence has a direct influence on sales. It takes a long time to walk to the university. Lecture outlines are available on the faculty board and the internal website. New developments in manufacturing are constantly changing the way we live. Distance learning allows you to develop a career around your commitments. Accommodations on campus are limited, but there are more options nearby. Undergraduates have a wide range of cultural modules to choose from. The deadline of the marketing assignment has been extended. Undergraduates may pursue their specific interests within certificate programs. Classical mechanics is sometimes considered as a branch of mathematics. Students would develop confidence in their ability to think critically. Economic development needs to be supported by the government. This course is integrated because it has several parts. There is a clear need for further research in this field. Please note that the seminar has been cancelled now. A celebrated theory is still the source of great controversy. Companies' projects must adapt to the general data protection regulations. When parents talk to children, the tense is simplified. The exam system has been upgraded due to professional exams. Globalization has been an overwhelming urbanization phenomenon. She has made a significant contribution to the field of chemistry. Our workshops are open for all students on campus. The untapped potential of using the sun's rays is phenomenal. All of the assignments must be submitted in person to the faculty office.
The urban geography degree includes the study of demography. Global connections thrive in academic communities, thanks to social media. The course tomorrow will require higher skill levels. The results of the study underscore the discoveries from early detection. Those seeking for formal extension should contact their faculty for information. Peer group pressure has a great effect on young people. Many birds migrate to warmer areas for the winter. It would be extremely beneficial to work together. The universities provide excellent leisure facilities for students and staff. You should submit your team papers to the general office. Thousands of people turned out to be at the presidential address. The theater courses are encouraging students to access creativity. Imported packages are likely to be used in many computers. Scholarships are available for both local and international students. Food has become a political issue in the world. Organizational failure is considered from various perspectives in academic literature. Peer review is an essential part of the scientific method. The introduction is an important component of a good presentation. The new media has transcended the traditional national boundaries. The theme of the instrumental work exhibits more of a demure, compositional style. The essay will be published once the research is finished. Those who are considering a career in marketing should attend the talk. Parents are financially responsible for their children until they reach adulthood. The results of this research highlighted the importance of ecosystem balance. Money and how it is paid can affect the motivations to work. An essay should use evidence from both primary and secondary sources. Nurses can specialize in clinical work and management. Research shows that knowledge and experience are essential to creativity. The designers will complete the plan later today. Some departments have their own special book collections. Building trust is not something that can be achieved overnight. In his lifetime, he composed most of the works. The other book isn't thorough, but it's more insightful. Collaboration between departments is a feature of successful companies. Art is an expression of creative skills and imagination. Humans use symbolic languages to communicate plans and intentions. We can work together to achieve the higher educational standards. A wide range of aspects are covered in this subject. Assignments should be submitted to the department office before the deadline. The university now faces a serious challenge of finance. Banks charge interest for money they loan to their customers. Despite their differences, all forms of lives share the same characteristics. Many vocational courses in the institution are funded by private enterprises. All students have their own styles of learning. All industries consist of systems of inputs, processes, outputs, and feedback. The marketing budget has doubled since the beginning of the year.
In addition to the class requirements, students must pass the qualifying examinations. Many diseases on the list have been eradicated. International exchanges form the important part of our study program. Make sure you choose a course that provides great career opportunities. Timetables for the new term will be available next week. Many university lectures can now be viewed on the internet. Sugar is a compound which consists of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Salt is produced from the seawater or extracted from the ground. The archaeologists' new discoveries stand out in previously overlooked foundations. The degree is taught by using a mixture of lectures and seminars. Most of the lectures begin promptly, so do not be late. The student union hosts a variety of social events. The history lecture has been moved to the lecture theater. We can all meet in the office after the lecture. The timetable for next term will be available next week. The stock market cracked and had repercussions throughout the world. Strangely, People are simultaneously impressed by and skeptical of statistics. The economic strength of early Roman Republic will be examined. I thought it was through the small meeting room. We encourage students to complete their applications before the deadline. An architect requires the problem-solving skills and an eye for design. The speaker began by giving an outline of her presentation. Population has a sharp rise in the recent 20 years. Social psychology is concerned with the understanding of human behaviors. Our faculty includes 5 libraries in the university. My technique is to understand the sentence while writing the first letter of each word. The notification will not be received until the following week. Too much information may be avoided by good research design. Firm conclusions can be established through rigorous experiments. Formal conclusions could be established through rigorous experiments. Reading histories involves a level of careful selections. Biology department is dedicated to research activities. The university's main library will be open till midnight until next Monday. The reception staff can give advice about renting private accommodation. Students are permitted to park at campus parking spaces. The horizontal line in the graph indicates there was no change in the period. We can see the stars that formed 13 billion years ago. The research is required in the field of food science. Implementation figures are expected to be improved in the next few years. The academic tradition of the school ensures excellence. The library will stay open until midnight this week. The coffee machine on the 3rd floor is not working today. Make sure you have saved all the files before turning off the computer. Sociology policies are the sources of the government to solve social problems. Scientists recognize differences in water molecule content. Even simple techniques need to be practiced to become perfect.
Slides and handouts can be downloaded after the lecture. The government is funding research study on the consequences of unemployment. Critical thinking is one part of a broad education. Art and design is a competitive field to work in. The skills of great stage actors cannot be taught. Providers of higher education treat plagiarism extremely seriously. The capacity of programming computers is expanding enormously every year. Urban planning emphasizes efficiency and expansion of community. The renowned journalism will last for half of the century. Every living thing begins as a cell. The course will start with the history of architecture. The technology has transformed the nature of society. The falling birth rate means the number of students drops. These regions were both areas of economic development. Researches show that spending time outdoors has a range of benefits. The university library holds a number of collections of geological maps. Our company must have independent financial auditing. Despite the protest, the chemistry department was closed down. The scientists found most of the studies today. The essay will argue that the technology does more harm than good. We will hold a celebration for the graduated students. Our company is intended to hire more than 10,000 people worldwide. Libraries in many areas were closed due to lack of funding. Our aim is to transform the mathematics teaching in the classroom. Agricultural development is vital for poor rural areas. We offer the visiting hours throughout the year for students. Make sure you wash your hands before preparing food. We support the research on problems related to tropical cyclone dynamics and forecasting. Open days for undergraduates occur all year round for campus visits. The university is seeking funding for a project focused on climate change mitigation. Urbanization increases the costs for other communities. Globalization in the modern world leads to economic growth. The university will seek a colossal renovation for the old, empty theater. Businesses must adapt to the data protection regulations. Creativity is more important to undergraduates. Sugar is a soluble carbohydrate, which is always used in sweet food.